participating, but with everyone throughout the organization, so that as it rolls out, they're aware that it's going on. They're ready to participate. You've basically made the entire organization excited about the process, even though just representatives, perhaps, of all aspects of the company are being involved in some way as the process rolls out from the most strategic level, which is typically a smaller group. And in fact, because I've found that that's the only way to really effectively get that big picture view, is to start with a smaller group, and as the planning levels expand, then to involve other people in the organization and from lots of different directions.
Wow. I just have a picture of you like the symphony conductor, and that you've gone out and you've not only chosen the music that will be written, you've probably edited the musical score, then you've chosen what instruments are going to come in, and then you're planning how they will come in. When are the violins going to play, and when are the cellos, and when is the moon going to make a sound, and and you're bringing all of that together, and then you drop the baton, you begin to orchestrate this whole thing. I just have that picture in my head as you're talking.
Well, but to really to make the plan or the strategic plan successful means that everyone in the organization needs to believe in it, and needs to feel that it is it's their own. So that means that the people actually who are working on it in different phases learn more and more, but it's also being communicated out so that everybody understands it, believes in it, and believes that they created it, not that the facilitator, not that the conductor, which is, of course, the best way it works with an orchestra, right, is the conductor's there, but the conductor isn't really the one who makes the music. It's the people.
Yes.
And it's all about people.
Oh, that's just fantastic. That's great. And I can see that organizations would be very charged and very excited as they work through this. And, once you get everyone pulling in the same direction with energy, enthusiasm, and belief, the sky's the limit. There actually is no limit for what they can do.
That's right.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So, in your book, obviously you talk passionately about resilience. So how about explaining to us, what is resilience and why is it important?
Resilience is what enables an organization to face great challenges or day-to-day challenges, and also to face damaging events that might occur, and not to skip a beat, to be able to assemble, reassemble, to be very flexible so that they can respond to those difficulties or challenges, and do it not only without losing anything, but come back even stronger and better than they were before they encountered the challenge. That's resilience.
Wow. And so challenges happen all the time. And, I'm going to answer my own question. My question was, why is it important? See if this is correct. So it's important because, organizations work in a competitive and a fast-changing environment, and not only on a local scale anymore, on a global scale we're doing that. And so to be resilient would mean that you can face those challenges, adapt to those challenges, yet stay true to your core beliefs, core values, core identity, and adapt and change quickly, bring everybody together, and move on and be successful. How's that?
Absolutely. Because the alternative, there is no such thing as stasis. correct?
No.
Nothing stays the same. Either you grow and move forward, or you decline. And so the trick, or the major benefit of becoming more and more resilient, is that you know how to respond in a way that will help the organization to become stronger without damage to itself. And there are challenges, small and large ones, every day. And organizations either grow stronger with every change, or they get damaged and decline slowly or fast.
Sometimes fast. Yes. So how do organizations become resilient?
By taking the steps to build the organization's inner strength, one step, one problem, one issue, one project at a time. It's not something the organization can just, it's not a quick fix. It's not like saying, we're going to do this lean project or tool. We're not going to utilize this hot new tool. Instead, we're going to do the steps to get better and stronger, one step at a time. And it's by building a culture that constantly works on increasing organizational knowledge and trust and reduces fear. Because those are the aspects that help people to believe more and more, not only in themselves, but in the organization. And the more you reduce fear and build knowledge and trust, the more organization or individuals within organizations believe in the organization, believe in one another, and believe in their own ability to help to overcome challenges. And so it's building that culture. And the way to, in addition to some of the softer parts of building that culture of knowledge and trust and getting rid of fear, are the infrastructure tools. It is the pieces like the systems and tools that can be developed, but it's also making sure that the infrastructure of the organization, which I define as the vision, it's a unified view of like the mission, and it's also a structure that facilitates people connecting. And then it's also the processes and systems that help people to communicate knowledge and their understanding of one another.
So are we moving? Go ahead. Are we moving from places where, employees maybe are competing with one another and withholding knowledge or withholding information in order to make themselves look better? That's pretty petty, but it does go on. To organizations where people want to support each other because that supporting each other supports the organization, and when the organization is better, we're all better?
Well, it's doing it because they understand that it's best for them and for the organization. It's not doing it for reasons of. It's not doing it for soft reasons of just let's all get together and build a great team. It's because during the process, they recognize that it's best for themselves, best for their department, best for their organization. I started doing lots of projects using my basic skills, which are strategic planning, organization structure and governance, processes, organization processes and systems to help organizations to change successfully and effectively. And all of a sudden I realized that I could help them, I could facilitate processes that would help them to change successfully, but for a time, unless it was really ingrained and they really believed in what they were doing, distractions would come up and they'd forget about things that we talked about doing. So I figured out that the only way to that nothing ever happens unless the people really believe in it and want to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And so that's the trick. And that only comes with communication and trust and with having the knowledge of what's happening in the organization and seeing how it fits with their job, their department's job, and that it's best for the organization too.
And with the understanding that if the organization is more successful, I am more successful.
Exactly.
So I will help make the organization more successful.
Exactly.
It's beneficial to me. And it's also beneficial to the organization, and it's beneficial to all of society. This is big work. You're doing big work, Sandra. It's fantastic.
It's
important work.
It's wonderful to see the difference that it makes in organizations that embrace it and really do understand and get it. And when that happens, there is so much excitement, and it's so motivating. And they don't need fixes all the time because they are fixing as they go along.
Yes, great new skills. So, as a consultant, how do you recognize that? I mean, when you get called upon to do some work, can you tell pretty quickly if an organization is resilient or not? I mean, can you see it? Are there signs that show up and you say, yes, they've got good resiliency, or boy, we need to work on it here? Do the things show up?
Well, it's more a matter. Resilience is the ultimate goal, right? So, but the steps in between are their ability, or organization's ability, to solve problems effectively. And so it's in looking at the issue or need or change or problem, it's very easy to see just by doing the first learning about the organization, learning about the issues, to see how they communicate, how much is communicated, how they come together to talk about issues or problems, what processes and systems they have to do that. So in looking at the status of all of those and just talking to people, it's easy to see their trust level, their knowledge level of across the organization, not just of their own job or their department's job, and also to see their what they think about other departments in the organization and how they link with what they're doing. So just those learning about those pieces in preparation to starting to work on the issue, it's fairly obvious if they are moving towards resilience, or if they're, or at which stage or level of resilience they are. Because if they don't have good communication systems, if they don't have knowledge of what else is going on in the organization, if they are, if they see all the problems as out there, that is, they see them in other departments or in other people rather than in themselves and their department, then it's not resilient. It's at a very low level of resilience.
Yeah, that's a blame organization.
Exactly. And it's a siloed organization. It's easy to see siloed organizations, or the level of silo. I guess everyone but the most perfect organization has silos to some level. but it's the level at